The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
What's up, boys and girls? It's a Tuesday. How are you? And welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault, live at Boston versus the Book, X, Twitter, and YouTube. We are replayed on SiriusXM channel 159 and on Sports Grid Television, where in about 15 minutes we'll talk to James Young, coach coming on, breaking down the bracket, talking about games from Sports Grid, and then at the top of the hour, we are expecting to be talking to Colorado State assistant coach, former Northern Iowa sharpshooter, the one and the only Ali Farokhmanesh, live, I think, from Dayton and maybe even UD Arena. I'm not sure if they will have even left the building. They're at shoot around right now. So when the team comes off the floor, Ali's going to jump on his phone, come on in, talk about the game tonight, talk about what's happening for the tournament. It's always a lot of fun to relive the moment in which, yes, he's the one that took the shot against Kansas that beat Northern Iowa in maybe the biggest no, yes shot in the history of the NCAA tournament. How are you, Dave? Well,
oh boy, hold on. You froze up. Too many things happening. Too many tabs open, Perrault. You're frozen.
I have no tabs. I have no tabs open.
Close them all.
I have none.
We got a big show going today.
You do.
Big show. JY, who booked this guy? I did.
Yes.
I mean, what's he going to come on and tell us that we don't already know? I can't wait to hear, because he's going to come on and probably talk about the Big East a little bit. You know, he's back there. He's still mad. Seton Hall didn't get a bid. Ollie, I've been practicing. Farokhmanesh.
Good job.
I've been practicing. I want to get his name right. I can't wait to ask him what he was looking at. When he got the ball, he looked over. He looked to his right. I'm going to ask him if he was looking at you. Are you in that highlight? Are you behind him?
I'm diagonally directly. If you look from Ollie, go straight diagonal, across the back.
Are you on that CBS highlight? Can I see you?
Yes. You should be able to see parts of me.
I tried really hard to slow it down if I could find you.
Yeah, so look, the shot, right, where he shoots, the camera's behind him.
Yeah.
Ollie was staring directly at me. So draw a line from his head to the basket, keep going. And that's
you're
where I am.
You're behind the basket.
Not really behind it. I was literally
to
even
the side. Yeah.
I was even with the baseline. Yeah, that's where I was.
Okay.
That's where I was sitting.
So this is exciting. We got somebody from current coach. Big game tonight. That was such a big memory for me in the book. I mean, I can't wait to tell Ollie that there were complete strangers chanting his name in the room that I was in Vegas. They were going, Ollie, like they were literally chanting his name. And we'll get to talk today. I got so many questions. I can't wait. It's happening, Perrault. It's this week is now here. We've been talking about it, hyping it up. I mean, we got the forms in place. We get the hats made. We're going to have a live show Thursday and Friday. I can't wait.
Yeah, people are asking, like, what time do you think you guys will be down there? I really don't know. I do plan on being there quite early. So, I mean, I dropped my daughter off at 8:30 at school. I don't think I'll be down there at like 9 a.m., but I do anticipate that I'll be down there sometime around, I don't know, noon, 12:30.
I 100% will be there earlier than that.
Okay. So I'll come back here. I'll get some stuff done. I'll get the rundown for the show ready to go. And then we'll roll. So I got to talk to E, figure out what time Eric's free to come down and meet us to get everything set up.
That's contingent. Yeah, we got to get that. We got to get you that wagon. We got to get,
Yeah.
I got to help you get this stuff in. Can you touch your toes today?
I was better yesterday. I was pretty mobile yesterday.
Second day.
And then today I'm more stiff because of yesterday. So it's just going to be one of those things where it's going to be one step forward, two step back type of deal. But I'm all right. I mean, I'm not like, I can breathe, I can sit. I'm not like really, really sore, but getting up is still not easy. I mean, it's still like Madeline looked at me.
Getting up is still not easy. There's a fix for that.
Well, not when it's my back.
Oh,
so there is no little blue pill for my back at the moment. I wish there was, because if there was, I'd take it right now and feel a lot better if there was magic to be had with what my back has been feeling and going through. So hopefully it's just, I mean, normally it's a 2 or 3 day thing. This is day 2. Hopefully tomorrow it feels better. And then Thursday we rock with the live show. So I don't have, I don't have too much of a concern with what we're lugging around, except for the speaker, which is really heavy. So that's
I'll come over and get the speaker tonight. Relax.
Speaker's my, well, I got to get it. I got to go and get it from the place and then put it in the car.
Okay.
There's more than just the, me doing it, getting it out of the actual store could be an interesting piece. So got to figure that out, but we'll figure it out.
What time are you going to do that? Just tell me. I'll meet you there. I'll go get it. Oh my God.
You may need to bring the share van. So
I got it. I told her, listen, you might have to drive my car to work tomorrow. She said, I hate your car. Oh. I said, we got to do the show. We got to load it up. I don't know. You said you got a big car this week, so maybe we could fit all the stuff in there.
I get it on Thursday. So I don't, so that's one reason why I thought about I'd be down there around 12:30, because I got to be here for the swap. So when the car shows, then I'll come down.
Gotcha.
So that's one reason why. But normally that happens around 10 or so.
Okay.
So, yeah, I heard you're dealing with some pain. Sorry, man. I'm right there with you. So.
Yeah, WV Punch Drunk One pulled his back yesterday at work.
Sorry.
I mean, the back problems are going around. Thank God my back's loose. I feel good.
Good.
I was singing Pitbull all morning. I feel good. Pitbull. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm ready.
Did you see the report that came out from Matt Norlander for CBS, where he asked all the coaches what they listen to, what's their favorite artist?
No.
Oh, it's on my Twitter account at Sports Talk Matt. It's pretty funny. There's some really interesting selections and some like, wait, what? I had to text TJ Otzenberger. He put Ed Sheeran. I was like, TJ, it's like, what are we doing? Ed Sheeran.
It works for some people.
It does, but I know he doesn't listen to that all that often. He likes Ed Sheeran, but that was like, were you like placating somebody by saying that? Like, I know he listens to rap a ton. I've been in cars with him where he's listening to rap. So I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean you're listening to Ed Sheeran as your favorite artist? I was like, interesting. So Coach McDermott for Creighton is a Jimmy Buffett guy. A lot of Pearl Jam, a lot of Drake.
Okay.
And then some like Bruce Springsteen's sprinkled in there. And it was just interesting. One guy had Digital Underground. It's like, Digital Underground?
Hell yeah.
Somebody asked you your favorite music to listen to and you say Digital Underground? I'm sorry. That's a complete red flag.
Some people.
God.
I mean, you know all the words to the song.
The popular songs, yeah, which they had like 3. Tell me if you're going through
those on repeat. I had guys in the locker room in high school that would listen to the same 3 songs on the loop to get ready for the games. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
That's fine.
On playlists.
You're telling me if somebody came to you and said, "What's your favorite artist?"
Yeah,
I'm
Humpty Dance.
Matt Norlander said, I asked all 68 coaches in the men's tournament to name their favorite band or musical artist. If somebody comes to you and says, what's your favorite band or musical artist? And somebody says Digital Underground, I literally go, you're not even kidding, are you? Like, that's horrific. Like, horrific. That's horrific. Kyle Smith from Washington State.
Do me, baby.
I'm fading you strictly just on that. When somebody asks you, what's your favorite thing? You say Digital Underground. I mean, you're trying too hard, my friend. Like, come on. Mark Pope, by the way, BYU, Taylor Swift.
What?
Taylor Swift.
Really?
I was like, wow. Who is Rod Wave? Do you know who Rod Wave is? Dusty May from FAU goes with Rod Wave. Never heard of him. Never heard of him. James Jones from Yale, little Marvin Gaye.
Oh, give me some Marvin every time. I listen to Marvin every morning. You got a couple songs, just hit you right. Oh.
Shaka Smart from Marquette goes with Tupac.
That's a good choice.
Steve Lutz of Western Kentucky and Coach McDermott, both. Steve Lutz was on Coach Mack's staff at Creighton. They're both Jimmy Buffett guys. You see why they work together.
Yeah, see, I mean, sometimes when you come from that coaching tree, you get trained, know the playlist, and you like the songs, and you get good memories. The music puts you in a place. I mean, if anybody saw what I did about a half hour pre-show, all I'm doing is playing music super loud and dancing. Sometimes I'm in the car. Right. I had a woman today. I was in the parking lot at the place getting the drinks, and I parked the car, and I was bopping to the music.
Yeah.
And I had the window down because it's so nice outside. And she looked over and she went, "I see you, honey." I was like, "Listen, I'm busy. Please leave me alone. I'm not. No."
Rick Barnes goes Carrie Underwood.
No, I don't.
Carrie Underwood.
No, I don't. That was an answer for somebody else. No, he don't.
I mean, wait a minute. Like, what are we doing? Like,
come on.
Danny Sprinkle of Utah State and Nico Medved of CSU both go with Prince. We'll have to ask Ali if Nico is rocking Prince in the locker room. How often is he jacking those tunes when you guys win? Is there a song you guys play
people that are in with Prince or just out with Prince? Like, I don't think that.
I saw the most incredible Prince. Prince was playing. He was playing with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh,
and he went on the most incredible, completely out of the blue. They weren't ready for it. Guitar solo of like all time. I saw it on Instagram. Yeah, it was just, he just wailed, and Tom Petty's just like, "What are you doing?" And he's just doing like an Eddie Van Halen level complete shredding of the guitar. And I was like, man, Prince was just, if you don't know how talented Prince was, do yourself a favor and just like sit there and like go ahead and Google on or search it on YouTube, because that guy was Mozart of our time. He was unbelievable. He could play everything.
Yeah, he was. I don't know. Like, I don't think I appreciated him as much while it was going on, but then a little bit after.
TJ just texted me back.
Is TJ watching the show?
He goes, "For the record, Ed is a beast."
This is why we got to have TJ on. Ed is a beast. He's right.
That's tremendous, TJ Otzenberger. Ed is a beast. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Ed is a beast. Ask the chat. Is Ed a beast?
Ed Sheeran. Sheeran. TJ, I'm clipping this and sending this to you because we need to have a conversation about your musical tastes. What are we doing? Ed Sheeran. No, I don't buy this. Ed Sheeran's a beast. I'll give you this. Madeline now has a huge desire to go see Ed Sheeran. It was Taylor first. Now it's Ed Sheeran. So,
I've heard he puts on an unbelievable show.
The kids like it. Richard Pitino likes the Beatles. Hubert Davis likes Lil Durk. Who is Lil Durk?
You got to go. Some guys go old school. Some guys go new school. I mean
Tom Izzo got the Jackson 5 rocking.
Oh, ABC. He's just
got the Jackson 5.
Oh, the Jackson 5. Listen, if you could sell the kids on that stuff, I used to try to slide that in the playlist in the mornings, like pregame and stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, "Coach Dave, what is this?"
How old's Bill Self?
Bill Self?
Yeah, like 60, right?
I would guess.
How old's Will Wade? Like, he's probably like 45, right? I think Will Wade's my age, right? They both selected Earth, Wind, and Fire.
The 1st of September. There's Earth, Wind, and Fire got some classics that stand the test of time. What's wrong with that?
So, Tyler, are you saying that this is a pandering job by Rick? That Rick Barnes picked Carrie Underwood because she lives outside of Nashville? She's a Tennessee resident?
Hey, trying to get her to come in and talk to the team.
Bill Self is 61. Will Wade is 41. And they're both Earth, Wind, and Fire people? 20-year age gap. That's pretty big.
Listen, there's 20-year-olds that listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Really?
Absolutely. That stuff stands the test of time.
Oh, my. I mean, a couple of songs, but Tommy Lloyd, Beastie Boys, is my favorite. Let's go. He's being honest. Tommy Lloyd's being honest.
Beastie Boys is good. I mean, there's a lot of good. We could do a whole show on the music selections of the coaches. Fred
Hoiberg picked Queen. Like, what are we doing?
We are the champions. He's thinking like that.
Like, what are we doing?
Queen's unbelievably transformative, generational. No.
Rick Barnes hoping Jesus takes the wheel.
See, this is good. This is why you must get in the chat. Nice job, Dave's Daily Picks.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
That was good. Put that back up so I can read that for the people listening to the podcast, wherever you get podcasts. Rick Barnes is just hoping Jesus takes the wheel. Witty. It's the chat is popping all the time. This is good.
This is interesting.
Queen is amazing.
What is Hillsong? Ever heard of Hillsong?
I'll have to look it up.
Longwood's head coach, Griffin Aldridge, picked Hillsong as his favorite music.
Hillsong.
Never heard of it. John Shire at Duke likes Drake. Shaka Smart likes Tupac. John Calipari picked Drake. Of course he picked Drake. Drake is a Kentucky fan. He shows up at their Arch Madness all the times.
Oh.
Yeah, he's big. Dan Hurley, by the way, likes Pearl Jam. That killed me. It's like, man, come on, bro.
Why?
Because it's one of the bands I would pick.
See, you and Dan Hurley got a lot in common.
We're the same age, too.
How about that?
Which is equally.
See, that's why you like this with Dan Hurley.
I'm surprised that Brad Underwood of Illinois, I'm surprised Brad Underwood went with Morgan Wallen. I thought that we'd see more Morgan Wallen. There's more Kenny Chesney picks than Morgan Wallen, given the popularity of Morgan Wallen right now.
I'm going to have to take your word for it on the country. I mean,
Morgan Wallen's tremendous. That guy is, he's just, it's hard to dislike him. Todd Golden of Florida went with Sublime. Like, you're my age. Like, you're dropping Sublime, you are in your 40s. Like, that is just like 100%. You are in my age group if you're taking that. Anybody else that was it? Tad Boyle of Colorado likes the Beatles. John Becker of Vermont picked the Black Crowes. I thought for sure he'd go Fish.
What?
I'm shocked he didn't go.
Black Crowes is probably the only one that has that selection.
100%. A lot of Jay-Z. Bunch of people Jay-Z, grabbing hold of him.
Yep.
Tim McGraw for Jamie Dixon at TCU. Luke Combs, Mark Few. A lot of country. A lot of coaches picking country. Zach Brown Band for Matt Painter.
You gotta know the vibe of the room.
No, these are their coaches' picks. Like Rodney Terry goes Michael Jackson. Same with John Garochi from Akron. They go Michael Jackson. This is not what the team wants. This is Tony Bennett picked Maverick City Music. The hell is Maverick City Music?
I don't know, bro.
I love when we go totally off the board. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go completely and totally off the board. I'm in on that. Let's go with something totally random. Coldplay got picked by one. Let's see. Anybody? The Backyard Band. You ever hear of them?
Nope.
Never heard of the Backyard Band either.
Nope.
And I'm a music guy. Anybody else that's really interesting? Couple more. Luke Combs, John Mellencamp for Eric Henderson of South Dakota State. The Casting Crows, Donnie Jones. Oh, sorry, Casting Crowns. Who are the Casting Crowns?
I really don't know.
Sounds
slow and boring like UVA basketball. Must play it at practice. Thank you, D-Gen. Thank you.
Oh, that's tremendous. So Matt Norlander, high five. I mean, that's one of the best posts I've seen on social media in a long time to ask all 68 coaches, pick one of their artists. What's your favorite artist? That's tremendous. No Blind Melon. Oh, Casting Crowns is good according to SoCal D-Gen. Oh, okay. I've never heard of him. That's interesting. Okay. Sounds like a dentist procedure. It does sound like a dentist procedure.
Daniel G's on his game today.
All right, coach is in the back. We ready for
Is
coach?
he?
Yeah. You ready for coach?
Boy. Hold on. I got to get ready for coach. Oh, my God. He's coming in hot, too, I'm sure. He's in between 100 different media appearances. I'm glad he can make time for us. Is he wearing his suit?
Is
he coming in? Do we have corporate coach here? Put him in a big box.
He is in the big box. Coach James Young of Sports Grid joining us here on BVB. What is up, my friend? Last time we saw you were at a baseball game, I believe. How are you?
Yeah, listen, thank God I'm a little bit more well-behaved and less inebriated than the baseball game in June. Good to be on with you, fellas. Happy March Madness.
Are you excited for this tournament? Are you excited for this tournament? It seems so wide open, doesn't it? Are you excited?
Yeah, because I really think the best part about this tournament, you guys can attest to this, is because it's not the NBA where it's a 7-game series, right? It's literally one team's got to be better than 40 minutes. I mean, in 85, if Villanova played Georgetown best out of 7, they're not winning, right? If FDU plays Purdue best out of 7, they're not winning 4. If UMBC's playing Virginia best out of 7, you're not winning 4. If NC State is playing Houston in 83, they're not winning best of 7. So to me, this is what makes it great, because all as a coach you tell your kids is for 40 minutes, it doesn't matter about seeds. We just got to be better for 40 minutes than the other team.
What do you make of teams that maybe struggled on the road but are now playing neutral site games? Looking at a team like Nebraska, who couldn't beat anybody in the Big Ten on the road, but now have a chance to go, and people like them to make a little bit of a spurt here. Nebraska's never won a game in the NCAA tournament in their entire history. This is only the 4th time they made the tournament, period. But any concerns about teams that don't play well away from home, but this is a neutral court, so it may not matter?
Yeah, big concern. That's why I don't like Nebraska to beat Texas A&M, because especially the way that buzz is with this team. I just can't see them in a neutral spot. But it's weird. It's like, if you think about a team like New Mexico, right? For the longest time, you go to the pit, the altitude. Well, Richard Pitino's teams played a lot better on the road than traditionally New Mexico has. Well, they're playing against a team like Clemson, who doesn't play well outside of Little John. So that's why a lot of people like myself like that as an upset, because of a team like New Mexico that plays well on the road or neutral site versus a team like Clemson. So I think when you get into these matchups, folks, honestly, you got to throw seeds out the window. You really do. Because besides those top, 3-1 seeds, like, you can look at every matchup and say, all right, can you see this happening? Yes. So to me, you throw those out the window, and I think there's going to be guys. I think there's going to be a lot of upsets in this tournament. Not even against the spread. I'm talking just straight up winners.
Talking about winners. One conference that didn't really win with number of bids, JY, was the Big East. Yeah. And, I mean, we got UConn, we got Marquette, we got Creighton. We didn't get anybody else. And I know you're pretty close to Seton Hall, Villanova, a lot of things happening there. Can the Big East win this whole thing? I mean, is it UConn's to win? And talk a little bit about the other teams that didn't get in. We're going to be done talking about them today. We're only talking about the teams going forward that are in. But give me your Big East take on the brackets.
Well, obviously, UConn's playing better than anybody in the country. I mean, if you look at the wing ball screen action they have, I mean, good luck trying to go a wing ball screen with Tristan.
Did you say wing ball screen?
Wing.
Chicken wing.
Ball screen.
We would call it a WBS, wing ball screen, right? So you look at a wing ball screen with Tristan Newton, just named first-team All-American by the AP a couple hours ago. Yeah. He's coming off. You got a 7-2 monster and Don McClingan rolling. And then you got to space the floor with Caravan and Spencer, and then Castle can punch the gap. How the hell do you stop that shit? I would be up at night all night trying to defend that, because you can't stop everything. So they are the preeminent favorites, and they should be. Now, Marquette, guys, it's all about Tyler Kolek, right? Is he healthy? If he's healthy, they can make a run and go all the way to the Elite Eight. By the way, I'm praying to God, Sweet 16, Tyler Kolek healthy with that game and that like cockiness and arrogance versus those 6 guards of Kentucky. Contrast the styles. Sign me up, Marquette, Kentucky, Sweet 16 right now. I would love it. Creighton is interesting because, to me, they don't have the athleticism, right? But they got the 3-time defensive Big East player in the year, Ryan Kalkbrenner, who, to me, if he ever played with more anger and aggression, would be so much better than his stats say he is, and he still gets you 17 points a game, right? Shireman can shoot the ball. Ashworth can shoot the ball. Alexander can really create, and when the one kid transferring out, Kamula transferring out, he kind of had blossomed his game. No Nemhard. He's got the ball in his hands more. Creighton is really, really intriguing. I see them at Purdue in an Elite Eight matchup, and that could be an Achilles heel for someone like Zach Edey, because now he's going against a guy almost as tall as him. That jump hook not going to be as effective with Kalkbrenner guarding him. But to me, Big East, St. John's has a gripe. Higher net rating and higher Ken Palm than 3 other teams that were underneath them, right? But if they have a gripe, Seton Hall can say, well, we beat you 2 out of 3. We beat UConn. I know. Klingon got hurt that game. That's when the game turned. But they also beat Marquette. I was there. They also went triple overtime. They got robbed by Creighton. I was there for that one. So to me, that and then Providence, even though they didn't make it, what a job Kem English did with that team. First, getting them all to stay, because I think Ed Cooley thought he was going to Georgetown. He was going to take the whole team with him. None of them went with Ed Cooley, which is phenomenal by Kem English. That is up. Now, teams that got in.
JY, Providence is going to win NIT, no?
The whole thing?
That NIT is loaded. I mean, and really quick, folks, guys, I got to say this. I talked about this yesterday with John Fanto on my podcast. The teams that did not go into the NIT, like St. John's, like Indiana, I want folks to understand something. This had nothing to do with players leaving. This had to do with coaches wanting to get into the portal, which opened up just after midnight for them to get a head start on recruiting, such as Rick Pitino, who I'm hearing is going to get a certain big from the Big Ten, from maybe a team in New Jersey. Put your things together and think where a certain center may be going. Rumors early running around the area. So to me, don't sell me on this shit of, the kids. The coaches want to move on to next year. In fact, you're hearing guys about kids that are in the NCAA tournament that are getting phone calls and text messages about if they're going into the portal. So to me, my thing is this, real quick. I don't want to hear anything about the portal. I think next year the NCAA says this, until we get the Final Four weekend. By the way, all the coaches are at the Final Four, because that's where staff changes happen. That's where they meet about jobs. When we get to the Final Four, that's when we open up the portal. Let the first 2 weeks of the NCAA tournament be about that, not about who's leaving schools.
And the NIT also is a money thing too, right? I mean, you have to guarantee number of ticket sales, and some programs just don't want to put that up. So it's also a money thing.
That's why games are going on campus. For instance, Villanova is going to be on campus. They're not going to play at the Wells Fargo Center. What are they doing? $2 beers, $2 hot dogs, $2 popcorn. Boom, sellout. Seton Hall is playing tomorrow night. I hope I get my ticket, my free ticket or two, sold out quickly. So you'll see teams go out of the big NBA arenas and go to their own on-campus arena to guarantee tickets are sold and they sell out. It still should be a really good NIT. And don't sleep on Indiana State, another team besides Seton Hall and St. John's that I thought deserved to get in. Michigan State, I don't think so. Virginia, oh God, no. And then don't tell me, even though I think they're going to win, don't tell me that New Mexico, if they didn't win the conference tournament, they weren't getting in, and then they get an 11 seed. Like, that makes no goddamn sense, even though I do think they're going to be Clemson.
What do you make of tonight? So you have Virginia against the Rams from Colorado State. There's a lot of Mountain West Conference haters out there because they got 6 teams in the dance and they think that this conference isn't very good. Virginia, look, the number went to 3 for CSU. It's come back down to 2.5 a little bit tonight. Who wins tonight? Can you see UVA getting out of Dayton?
I would say this. I like Colorado State on the money line, and I will say this. If the lead for Colorado State ever gets to 10 or 12, no way in hell that Virginia comes back.
It's over.
Their offense is they're the slowest moving team in the NCAA. Listen, man, I saw it was fucking driving me nuts. I saw them play Virginia Tech down 30, and they were running 25 on the shot clock before they could try to get a shot off. And I'm like, oh my God. But here's the thing. Tony Bennett's team can't press.
Nope.
And they can't speed up.
Nope.
So to me, watch the game. And if they get up by like 10 or 12 points, Colorado State, even if it's like minus 300 or 400 money, just go take it. because Virginia doesn't have the way that they can work their way back because they play way too slow and they don't press.
Have you ever seen a team that plays this slow, that doesn't press and cannot hit free throws? That's the weirdest thing about Virginia. They have one of the worst team free throw shooting percentages in the entire country.
And think about this, folks. So they run something called the blocker mover offense. And the blocker mover offense, I wish I had a marker.
Blocker mover offense? Are you going to draw up something here?
Yeah,
you have a clipboard? I'm getting so excited for this.
I don't have my marker, so I'm going to have to do it on a piece of paper. So I want to draw it up. Just imagine the fact that everything's based off of screens.
Okay.
So there's no an off-ball screens, meaning it's not like pick and roll. So everything they have to create is off of movement and off of cuts. If you get the ball and you have to put it to the deck, they don't got a guy who can do it, right? So they can't create. So then when they get to the foul line, they get knocked down free throws. And then they have times when they can't make threes. Like it's like a recipe for disaster. Now, this is an interesting thing that tonight has, right? Because it's the prove me game, right? Mountain West, we deserve to have 6 teams in. Virginia, we should have been in. One of those teams is going to really piss off a lot of other teams that didn't get in. And if it's a blowout tonight, like if Virginia does this shit where they score 40 points and lose by 20, that selection committee is going to have a lot to have to answer to.
Does anybody reach out to them after the fact, JY? I don't know how this all works. Like, once it's done, it's done. And like there's a beef, but you got to let it go, right? Like let's focus on the games now. And we're talking about the Big East before the conferences. How about the Big 12? They got all these teams in.
Yeah,
and no, you got Houston as a 1. You got Iowa State as a 2, but there's a lot of other teams in there that can win a game. Can anyone else other than those 2 get to at least the second weekend?
Yeah, because I think TCU could be an intriguing matchup if they get out of the first round versus Utah State in a really underrated 8-9 game. TCU's got the style with Jamie Dixon that they could absolutely get on a run.
To beat Purdue in the second game?
Hey, shit, we didn't think they were going to lose after you last year, so
that's true.
You never know.
True.
You know, looking at the bracket, I think Texas Tech is intriguing. Grant McCaslin, folks, if you don't know about this guy, all he does is win. Did that at North Texas. Now at Texas Tech, we're supposed to be at the bottom of the Big 12, right? That team, interesting enough against a team like Kentucky, who if they lock them up defensively, Kentucky, as great as they are, they play no damn defense. You know, when you keep looking, I just have my bracket in front of me, and I'm old school. I do mine on paper. I don't like, you know,
paper. We got to have paper. Everybody got paper. We got to keep it for the guy.
Listen, real quick. I feel bad for Iowa State, and sorry guys, I got to go in like a couple minutes.
Yes,
to get the kids. Iowa State is such an intriguing story because the thought after they won by 30-something more for Houston was they're going to get a 1 seed, right? Yep. So if they don't get a 1, they got the worst 2 seed. Like if I'm Iowa State, I'm like, fuck, you can't UConn? Like, could I go play in the Carolinas bracket? And so on and so forth. So
it's not just UConn though, JY. It's UConn in Boston.
Right. And that's the thing. Think about this. UConn 4. This is why they should steamroll to the Final Four. They have not had to go south of D.C. since the beginning of January. The only time they've left the Eastern time zone was to go to Marquette and to go to Creighton.
Where they
lost.
Otherwise,
they have been in the tri-state area the entire last 3 months. And they go the MSG to Brooklyn to Boston. Shit, they're just going to follow their fans. They're going to follow them right up I-95 after this weekend.
Until they see Iowa State, and Iowa State beats them in Boston.
Oh! I'll tell you what. Listen, as much as they should run through it, like, you got to look at these teams. Auburn, they got athletes.
They do.
They got absolute athletes. And I do think...
But they don't have anyone for the 7-footer. They're small.
No,
they can't handle the size.
In another 3-16 matchup, another 2-3 I would love to see is Illinois versus Iowa State.
Oh, baby.
Terrence Shannon Jr. is an absolute bucket getter.
Oh,
but
baby.
if there's a guy that's going to have the defense for him, it'll be TJ.
Oh, yeah. There's no debate in my mind. I don't think Illinois, personally, I think BYU is going to beat Illinois. I think BYU is going to shoot them right out of the gym.
JY,
possible.
Before you go, I got to ask you one more question from me. St. Mary's or Grand Canyon? We're big fans of the Lopes.
Sweet
Me and-
16. Sweet
Oh,
16.
the Lopes are going to run. The Lopes are going to win. They got pros. Like, they
Sweet
got
16.
pros on that team. And just really quick before I go, really quick, I love JMU to beat Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin is one of the worst defensive teams in the country. JMU is going to spread you out. I think Sanford.
Yep.
If Hunter Dickinson and McCullough aren't healthy,
Me and you, we're on the same wavelength.
Ready?
Yep.
I think. Ready? I hate Will Wade. Fucking hate him.
Ooh.
But he can coach.
He
and
can.
He got kids.
Yes.
They will beat Gonzaga.
Yes.
In that 12-5
Yes.
game.
Oh,
I love that. I've
Yes.
already told you guys I love the 11 matchup of New Mexico over Clemson. And then the last one, ain't the rapper, but they can play. Drake over Washington State.
Whoa!
Yep. I love it.
JY, what's your song? What's your the Athletic? They did an article. What's your pregame song? Like, what's your favorite? What's the question?
Matt
Matt
Norlander for CBS asked all of the coaches, all 68, what is your one favorite musical artist? If you're asked that question, what are you answering?
Oh, I'm going old school 90s hip hop. Biggie. What the fuck?
No one said Biggie. Yeah, people said Tupac, but nobody said Biggie. That's true. 0 for 68 on that.
Call me Big Papa.
Great stuff.
All right, fellas.
JY, good joint, man.
JY.
Appreciate it, man.
Pleasure. We'll talk
Appreciate
soon.
it. Love you,
We'll
brother.
talk soon. That is the one and only Coach James Young joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Always good to get him on. Man, me and him are on the same wavelength on picks. Woo.
Holy crap.
We are very, very similar on to how we're going to see this bracket unfolding. Hopefully he's right, because I am seeing things very similarly to him. So before we get to Ali Farokhmanesh, we can go ahead and do a couple of quick little accounting things so we get it on the record. One, this is big. Reminder, since KenPom analytics began in 2002, every national champ but one, and that was during the COVID year, has been in the top 25 in both offensive and defensive efficiency. This year, there are 8 teams that are now qualifying under this. Arizona, Auburn, UConn, Creighton, Houston, Marquette, North Carolina, Purdue. If you believe this, one of these 8 teams will be cutting down the nets in Arizona. I have futures on Arizona, Creighton, Marquette, and North Carolina. The only one on this list that I like to make a deep run is Iowa State, because their offense is not in the top 25. Their defense sure as hell is. But their offense is not
on that list, P-Roll.
They're not, but they're defensively they are, but offensively they're not a top 25 efficient offense.
Okay.
But the only one outside of this is Tennessee and Iowa State. But I've got North Carolina, Marquette, Creighton, and Arizona on this list.
Which team on that list, chat, I need you now. What team on that list are you putting a line through that it ain't?
That it's not?
Yes, put that list back up if you can. Which one, if you could pick
Auburn.
one right now?
Auburn.
Wow.
Yeah. Auburn.
Right through.
Yeah. Auburn's the only one on the list. I would say no. Creighton, number 2. Auburn first, Creighton 2.
This is Creighton's your people. What do you?
It is, but
just
look,
cross them right off the list.
Toughness matters to me. Okay.
Don't. Addison just came in and said, don't.
Well,
Purdue?
I can't say Purdue. If Purdue shoots threes, look, Purdue, Creighton, BYU, they are the same storyline to me, okay? They cannot win without hitting threes. They must hit threes. You can double team Edey. You can take them out of the game and say, go ahead and shoot, and if they're cold, you lose. BYU shoots more threes than anybody else in this entire bracket. Number 2 in the country, 41% of their offense comes behind the arc. They got to hit threes. Creighton is not as high, but they're still pretty high. I think it's 37, 38% of their offense comes from behind the arc. They've got to hit threes. If you're hitting, you're on and you can make a run. If you don't and you're ice cold, you're gone. So defensively, because of Kalkbrenner, he makes it very difficult for you to get to the rim against the Jays. It's one of the big reasons why they can overcome and win games like they have. They beat Villanova 68-66 when they couldn't hit a shot to save their life at home, but they played defense and they won the game at home. On the road or on a neutral, I don't know. But Auburn to me is everyone's darling, and I love Bruce Pearl, and I love what Auburn has. They don't have any size. They're long and athletic. But you go up against UConn, nah. They don't have the size to handle UConn.
I think when I looked at that list, the first one, and I don't think it's just because it was at the top alphabetically, but I think it's Arizona. I think I'm putting a line through Arizona.
Wow. Really? Even with their draw?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think so. I don't think they're winning at all. They ain't beating UConn. If it's 1 and 2 in there, they ain't beating UConn, and I don't think they're beating Iowa State. When I look at that,
I'll give you that. Yeah, okay. But I mean, what about
winning.
Final Four?
I don't know. That's a team for me. They are inconsistent. Thank you, DGen4TW.
100%. It's a
What's
great
Tyler
word.
say? Tyler, I got a small fortune on Arizona. No, Final Four. Small fortune.
On the no to the Final Four. Well,
I get nervous when Tyler tells me that. He means it.
I only do one of these. Okay. This is my
do us all a favor.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you still write it out. Can you write neater?
No.
Your penmanship stinks.
Because all that matters is this is a bracket. You can go to my Twitter account. You can go ahead and look up everything else in terms of where we are. I'm using a Sharpie, and it has it is. My national championship champion is North Carolina. My Final Four is Iowa State, Houston, North Carolina, Tennessee. People can laugh about Tennessee. I think if Arizona plays North Carolina beats Arizona. So you'll probably like that if you're Tyler and trying to get away from the Final Four bid for Arizona. I like New Mexico to make a run. I like BYU to make a run. I like McNeese to make a run. I have Creighton losing to Tennessee. I have JMU. I have Duke beating JMU. I have Texas A&M beating Nebraska. We're seeing a lot of similar things. I have Drake. I have Grand Canyon. Probably the most controversial is I have Grand Canyon beating Alabama and Grand Canyon going to the Sweet 16.
Really?
Yeah. I think Grand Canyon's got a bunch of really good players. I think Grand Canyon's going to be awesome to watch.
It's a hard matchup. That's a hard matchup for St. Mary's in the first round.
And Bryce Drew has found his way as a coach now. I mean, he's got his feet underneath him. This is not his first rodeo. He knows he knows what he needs to do to get a win.
I don't know. I mean, I looked at the bracket last night, and I asked the kids if they wanted to fill out a bracket. They just totally ignored me. I tried to see if they can get involved in this. I'm going to see if I can get Kendall to head pick a bracket with me. But they are super athletic. You're right, the Juice. Is that enough to win? St. Mary's is really well-coached team. They really
absolutely
play such a well-disciplined game.
Well, that's an awesome stat. Defending champ hasn't made it past 216 since 2007.
Damn, Tyler.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I mean, I think it would be wild to see. Look, I think a lot of people are going to learn what is so fun about this tournament. And Ali is here, so we'll get him.
Ali's here?
Yeah, I don't know if he wants his camera on or not. His camera's not on. He may want to just go audio wise, and that's fine. He wants to go just audio. We can do that.
That's fine.
But
the guy's got a game in a couple hours.
I know. So we'll get to him. It was on. His camera was on for a second, and then I think he realized he didn't want his camera on. So we'll get him here in a second.
Oh, good. Whatever you want.
I'm really curious to see what storylines emerge, like Ali Farokhmanesh with Northern Iowa beating Kansas, right? I mean, the country didn't know about Ali, didn't know about Northern Iowa, didn't know about Ben Jacobson, didn't know what was in that locker room until that win happened. And then all of a sudden, everyone knew about it, and everybody talked about them. I mean, we've seen it every single March. We get these unbelievable stories, and people just find out about these smaller schools or these, mid-major schools. And this is why I get very frustrated when we start talking about, expansion or taking away the magic of the NCAA tournament. Because if you haven't seen the shot that Ali hit against Kansas, I mean, go look at the highlights on my Twitter account @SportsDocMatt.
I watched it 10 times yesterday. It was so much fun. I will never forget. I was in a book. It was in a gigantic ballroom, and there were I can't wait to tell Ali. It was so much fun. It's a moment frozen in time. Like it just over and over and over. So good.
All right. So I think we're just going to go audio with Ali here and and get him up onto the show. Ali Farokhmanesh joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Ali, can you hear us, my friend?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me? I'm on a bus right now. We just got done with walkthrough. So you were 100% right. I'm literally driving back to our hotel right now.
Well, this is tremendous. Thank you for coming on. First and foremost, what's it like to be back in the NCAA tournament for you guys?
Man, it's awesome. We had a great season. I'm a little surprised by the seed, to be honest, but but we're here, and I think that's the biggest thing. At the end of the day, is just can you get in the tournament, and that's the number one goal. It doesn't matter how it happens, what it looks like, and we talked to our guys a little bit about that too, and kind of fits with who we are as a group. We're a bunch of misfits that we got 2 D2 guys, we got a D3 guy, we got a kid, we got most of our roster wasn't. Someone told them they were not good enough at something, and that's who we are. And so it's just right back to the same thing. Someone said we're not good enough to just be in the tournament. We got to play our way in.
That's a beautiful way. Ollie, this is Dave, a match co-host, and I know you guys go way back. So if I ask you questions that you probably have already been asked, I apologize. But Colorado State has to play their way in. And a lot of people talk about, okay, you got a game today. Is it legitimately, like, are you guys just so focused on today? You're not worried about the next step. There is no next step if you don't get it done today, right? I mean, try to explain this to people. They're not worried about where they're at. Your seed doesn't matter anymore, right?
No, seed doesn't matter anymore. Honestly, it's just matchups from here. And I know everyone says that, but it's so true. Like, there's certain matchups that are not as good for us as other matchups. And I think that goes for everybody. But I think the biggest thing for us is just we've had this mentality the whole season, but we call it RNME, and that means right now means everything. And so we got to just stay in the moment. There is no tomorrow. It's only today. And then if we are lucky enough to get tomorrow, then hey, then I don't have to worry about anything. We'll be on a flight to Charlotte and landing at 3 a.m. in the morning again. So we'll be ready to go again after that.
Every time March comes around, Ali, everybody wants to talk about the shot. Everyone wants to mention and just get into it with Northern Iowa. I will never forget, I told the story on the show before, but being in the locker room for Kansas and watching the Morris twins be given a piece of paper with your last name on it and watching them laugh trying to pronounce your last name. And I said, after the game, I said, well, sure as hell they know how to say his last name now. How much fun is it for you to relive that moment every March?
It's awesome. My wife laughs every time she sees our last name now too. So it's the same thing. But no, it's awesome to see that and relive those moments and kind of reconnect with Northern Iowa in my past. Like that's what's fun. And I think I'll always remember that. And now I'll always remember my shorts being so long and probably there's enough cotton in those to supply a whole roster right now. Though. Yeah, exactly. I look like I was like 5'6". I'm more 5'11", but I look like 5'6" with those shorts on.
Listen, I've been practicing for 2 days. When P. Roth said you were going to be on the show, I've been saying Ali Farokhmanesh. Like, I've been practicing, so I got it right.
That's really good. No, that's actually really good. That's impressive.
Listen, Ali, I got to tell you, I was in a book in a special event room in March Madness in Vegas, and there were people chanting your name in the room, going crazy when you hit that shot. It was one of those moments that's frozen in time for me, and it's a pleasure to finally actually get to meet you. But I got to ask you, like P-Roll talks about, like he was diagonally across from you. You were like looking right at him. But you caught that ball, and you did a little glance to the right. Like, what did you look at? Like, did you go, all right, I'm making this thing. Like, there's nobody around. I got to chuck it right now. What was that little look to the right?
Honestly, it was like attack the basket first, and then nobody was there, and they backed off of me. And I mean, it was I don't remember the last time I was that open ever. So it was more of just it was a natural reaction to it. And then honestly, because Coach Jacobs and Matt knows this, but Coach Jacobson gives you the ultimate confidence to shoot whatever shot you want because you have to play defense. So when you're open and you work on your game enough, like I did, like I never hesitated after that. And I think that's the only way to play offense is to not hesitate. And obviously I got to shoot those shots because Coach saw me prepare for those moments my whole career. But yeah, no, it was just, I looked down, nobody was there. And we honestly haven't crossed half court in so long. It was like, I just saw the rim for the first time in forever. But at that moment, it was just take the game into my own hands at that point.
So you mentioned that every March that shot gets you to kind of reconnect with Northern Iowa and Coach Ben Jacobson. But as a unit, as a team, do you guys stay in contact? Because your locker room was so tight. You had so many guys that it felt like you guys were going to be friends for life.
Yeah. And it's always harder now, right? I got 4 kids, like half our team has like 30 kids now. So it is harder with just life. But something always gets brought back, and we always have that memory. and that always connects us. So like I had 3 texts from 3 of my teammates today saying good luck and obviously making fun of me for other stuff too. But that's what's great about March Madness is like we'll always have that memory, and that will always carry us back to each other and bring back other memories, because the games, you remember those, but to be honest, it's all that other stuff that goes into it and whatnot that you remember more than anything else.
Ollie, you just mentioned the 4 kids. I looked at some pictures there. You got a gorgeous family. Okay. Do they even believe that you played basketball? I mean, and one, like, because I got 3 daughters and I actually could play sports and stuff, and they don't believe a word that I said. You got video. You hit a shot in the biggest tournament ever. Did the kids look at you like, Daddy, seriously, that's not you?
Yeah. My oldest son, like, he gets it a little bit more now. He's 9. But nobody else cares, to be honest. Like, I don't even know if they've got to the point where they even would ask me that question. So yeah, nobody really cares in my family.
Yep. So CBS did this thing this morning where they asked every head coach in the dance what's their favorite music. Your boss, Nico Medvedev, is at Colorado State. He picked Prince. Are you guys bumping Prince at practice a lot?
No, that must be in his own headphones. Prince is not playing his shoot around. It's not playing in warm ups. It's that must be in just his head. That's in his iTunes library only.
I love it. You got the family there with you. How do you travel with these kids? How do you do this?
It's awesome. Like, I think that's the best part about it is my kids get to experience this, even though they, like 3 of them don't care. But they get to experience this, and like my oldest son, he loves basketball, so him just walking around, seeing this and what it's like, and how much time these guys put into it. And then them also just seeing what it takes, like the sacrifice that it takes for these kids to chase a dream. I think it's a great lesson for my kids to see every single day. And then the travel's just nuts. I mean, it is what it is. You're always in chaos. Like, it was funny. As soon as we got on the plane to fly out, one of my kids got stuck in between the seats and couldn't get out. So he started yelling. The other one's headphones didn't work, so they started yelling. So there's always something going on, but it also reminds me too, like, there's a balance to life. This isn't the end all be all. This is still a game, and this is still it's a huge piece of what we do, but it's still a game, and it's supposed to be fun.
Ollie, UD Arena is a unique place. It's really high on the sides. The backdrop is not that deep. From a shooter perspective, and you're a shooter, what was it like to have shoot around today? Was it surprising at all once you guys got into UD Arena to see it today in Dayton?
No, it's really nice. Like, I think it goes back to just what you said. It's a great arena. It's a great atmosphere. And obviously in Dayton, they really support it too. Yeah. So I think that's what makes the first 4 fun. And sometimes you look at it a little bit and you're like, man, like, I got to play in the first 4. But then you get here and you experience it and you're like, man, well, this is awesome. You're in the tournament. And I think sometimes people look at it like you're the first 4, but man, we're in the tournament. And we get a chance to play in front of a packed crowd. We get a chance to do what we love to do. And from day one, our goal was to be in the tournament, and we're here.
Well, last one for me, sir. Can you still knock it down? Like, if you got that shot today, are you still shooting at practice? Are you still shooting at home? Are you still a shooter, Ollie?
It never leaves you, right? No, absolutely. I could go if we needed to. I could give us 4 threes tonight.
Yes, sir.
No defense though. There's a caveat to that. Like, as long as I don't have to go on the other end or we're in zone defense, I could give us maybe 4 threes. Plus, we got the best point guard in the country, so it's basically like a layup.
There you go. Yeah, your 3s are layups. We'll let you go on this because I know it's a very busy day. We really appreciate your time. This is going to be super fun to watch the game tonight when you guys take on Virginia. What is your future looking like? Are you enjoying this coaching thing? Do you want to be a head coach? You've been it for a minute now. Do you think you'll stay in coaching?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of just it's been part of my whole life since I was a kid. My parents were coaches. Basketball means a lot to me. And I think that it's changed, obviously, in college basketball with NIL and whatnot and the transfer portal. But to be honest, I think the biggest change is it's not even the NIL. I think it's more the transfer portal. Just being able to move freely has changed things so much more. Like, I'm all for guys getting money. Like, I think that makes sense. I remember some of my teammates. I was lucky when I was playing, my parents helped me out quite a bit, but there's a lot of other kids on our team that they needed help. And I think that's what this is supposed to be about. And obviously there's some exceptions to all that, but I love it. I love what college basketball is about. And we're about to go through the best 3 weeks of sports.
Ali, thank you for the time, man.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck tonight. Really appreciate it. And you're super
Rams.
busy. This was super fun. Have a good time tonight, all right?
Nah, appreciate you guys.
That is the one and only Ali Farokhmanesh from Colorado State, assistant coach under Niko Medved. They got their game tonight, taking on a really tough and game Virginia team tonight in Dayton, Ohio. That was awesome to get him on. That was really, really cool. That was awesome to get him on. That was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
Good. He's got 4 kids under 9. They don't care. He's playing in the play-in game tonight in the NCAA tournament. They're like, that is coaching. Like, it's just another, like, it's the balance thing. He said, I love it that he still thinks he said he can not get him 4 threes tonight.
What I love this is what Iowa is. Okay. This is what I love about the state of Iowa is how much they love people who play for their universities and they stay close to them. They talk to them. It's really cool. Very, very cool. Whitrock says,
go ahead. You read it.
Said my wife went to high school with him. He said such a nice guy. She can't wait to watch the replay of the show tonight to watch the interview, which is really, really cool. So he's always been that way. He was that way in college. Like he'd come on my afternoon drive show in Des Moines and he just represented the university with such class. And you were like, man, this kid, I tell you, that's why I asked the question about the guys who were on that roster.
Yep.
You'd walk into that locker room and it was different than other locker rooms. And I remember at the same time, Creighton University was going through a real big transition period and they had some issues in their locker room. When I'd go in the Creighton locker room, it felt totally different when I went in the Northern Iowa locker room.
Right.
They were in it for themselves. Like they were a unit. You felt it when you walked in and you just felt like Ben Jacobson had something incredibly special and they were going to do something very special that season, winning the Missouri Valley Conference tournament and then getting in. And I swear, I'm not trying to besmudge the Morris twins or Kansas, but it happened in the Kansas locker room, the day before the game, a local reporter from Kansas City, started my disliking of Kansas City, handed the Morris twins a roster and pointed out Ali's last name and said, can you pronounce that on camera? And both Morris twins basically gave like the pff and started laughing, going, what the hell is that? And then the kid put one in their eye and knocked them out as the #1 overall seed. They got sent home, which was a second-round game, by the way. That was not the first game for Northern Iowa. That was their second game.
Right.
They were a 9 seed. They won the first game, then took on Kansas, knocked out Kansas. They went to St. Louis to take on Tennessee.
Awesome.
And they lost. Yeah, Bruce Pearl's Tennessee team lost to Bruce Pearl in Tennessee.
Yeah, that was like I said, that was so much fun reliving that. But that moment, there's moments like that, like you're talking about all the time. It's fun that he still talks about it. Like it's fun. I think coaches, I don't know if it's got to be way harder to build that culture. Like you said, you could feel it. I used to feel it when I walked into post-game interviews in major league clubhouses.
Right.
Like you can feel it. I mean, a lot of times in the pros, it's a business. Like it ain't that team sports mentality. It is really hard, the culture to build. That's why the college sports are so much fun. This is going to be great. I mean, I'm invested now. I want Colorado State to win. I am a fan. I'm in.
I just told Otzelberger, I just said, hey, look, we just had Farokhmanesh on talking about Northern Iowa. We got to get you on now. So we'll see if we can get TJ Otzelberger coming on. We're trying to get Steve Lutz from Western Kentucky tomorrow. That's I'm trying to nail down a time that will make sense for Coach. These coaches are super busy. So hopefully we can find a way to get Coach Lutz before they play Marquette in their first game for Western Kentucky. And then Greg McDermott, my gut tells me that Coach Mack will probably get him if they win their first 2 games and then the Sweet 16.
Right.
We'll probably get Coach Mack before they go and play in Sweet 16 game. So what's fun about both TJ and Coach Mack is I both think they're going to be past the first weekend.
Right.
So we don't have to get them now.
Correct.
So we get Ali. We'll get hopefully Coach Lutz either Wednesday or Thursday.
Right.
And then we'll get hopefully Coach Mack and Coach Otzelberger coming up in the Sweet 16 round to get them on.
Boys and girls, we're trying our best to keep, we're reaching deep for these interviews. We're trying to make the shows as entertaining as possible. Thank you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell somebody about it. If you don't know, go back and just search for Ali's shot.
I mean, I wish we could put it on the screen. I'd play it if we could.
Oh,
but
I know.
We'll get a copyright strike in 2 seconds if we do it. So
right, we can't.
That would be kind of a bummer for that. So not during Thursdays. No, I don't think we'll get any coaches on. They're all playing. The games are going on Thursday's show.
Not sure yet exactly how we're going to do Thursday, right? Like, because if all these people show up that say they're coming, it's going to be a little bit loud. Like, we're going to have to.
It'll be fine. We'll be good.
You're the audio guy.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Sure fine.
Where we are, we're almost in the hallway. Like we're in this like cavernous open area. Sound won't be a problem where we are.
Okay,
it'll be good. It'll be cool. It may be echoey just because it's gonna be such a big area. I actually think the other way.
Okay,
not loud in terms of the mic. It may be echoey just because we'll be in kind of a hallway setting. So
okay,
we'll see how that goes. But these mics are pretty good, so we shouldn't worry too much about the audio for the shows on Thursday and Friday.
Gio the WAP is actually signing people up right now for more subscriptions at the bar, like he did last time. He's at the bar right now, signing, getting people to watch the show.
The best.
Subscribe. I mean, it's simple. Just hit that subscribe button on the YouTube. It's fantastic.
This is a reminder. If you've not signed up for our bracket pick contest, please do this. Okay. $25 entry, 3 entries max. It's a prize pool based on the number of entries plus first place prize is a BVB hat. Look, the $25 entry to win the BVB hat, if we get the entire 500 entry filled by Thursday, well, then you're competing for over $2,000 and you could get a BVB hat like this or a customized hat if you would like.
Right.
How do you go and get it? It's really pretty simple. Right now, you can go and log on to splashsports.com/BVB. Yes, these are the states that are blacked out at.
Only in the baby blue states.
40 states are blacked out, yes, but hopefully you guys can just jump over to a state.
No, 40 states are available. 10 states.
Sorry, 10, excuse me, flip around. Sorry, 40 states available, 10 states blacked out. But if you're able to do so in the Discord channel, people have talked about teaming up and getting someone to do it for them to take multiple. You can go and do that in the Discord channel. Only one guy's got to be in the state. So if you have somebody who's in the state of New York and you guys are on the Discord channel, thebvbshow.com, and say, hey guys, I want to be a part of this. Can we team up? Can we do, you get 3 entries. So 3 guys, 3 entries, $25 a piece. And you guys can go and have your own entries and just have that person essentially proxy for you inside there. It's their entry that they're going to do, obviously, but that's a way of getting around it. If you guys don't have the ability, if you're in Iowa and know somebody in Missouri, or you're in, Tennessee, know somebody in Kentucky, blah, blah, blah. Splashsports.com/BVB. Fill it up, fill it out, and hopefully we get a first place prize of over $2,000. Entries are available right now at splashsports.com/BVB. Yeah, sorry. There's no Vegas. That stinks. That's a Twitter, by the way. There we go. The Twitter.
Hey, Jess. Hi. See her on Twitter all the time. This is great. This is a Twitter comment. Thank you, Jess. I know it's not.
But you can go to California. If you happen to go to California, you can do it. But yes, it's kind of a frustrating thing that it's
sending
not.
people to California. Send them to the Resorts World. Just come join us at the show on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. Resorts
come
World.
Down to Resorts World. I'd love to meet you.
It'd be fun.
Perfect.
Thank you, TP. That's nice of you. He said his hat is worth more than Addison too. The hat's worth more than $2,000. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That? He's got that shadow one. Addison
These will be.
He
has the one and only wager wire model.
Correct.
So then, but these are the hats. These are the white ones that you guys will have available for you guys. The black one that Dave had in his hand as well.
And black, yeah.
So
going to see the hat guy today a little bit. I could talk to him about some other things. So.
Someone's asking super
What's
chat.
What's the phone number again? To text the order.
Boy. Text the order. Phone number. Text number. Text number. Okay? For all you guys on Sports Grid, all you late night owls, you think you're fucking funny.
Whoa!
You're not funny calling us at 11 o'clock p.m.
Sorry, Will.
702-570-8255. That's the text number to order your hat.
Yeah.
Text number to order your hat.
Text.
Not a call, because you get my voicemail, and my voicemail is nothing. I don't listen to it. So, by the way, for you people thinking you're funny, leaving funny voicemails, I don't listen to it. I just delete it. When I see this number, I go delete. I don't even listen to it. So, nope. Nope. Text
the admin had a discussion
number
today. about that. They said,
Uh-oh.
who's telling them to call? I said, nobody's telling them to call. Nobody is telling them to call. Text line only. Please, no calls. Thank you, TBR. You're with me. There it is, right there. Listen to what he said, right there.
No, I do not care what you're wearing, One Snap. Don't care what you're wearing. Don't care what you're wearing.
He changed the name to the One Snap.
He was
That's
smart.
good. Yeah.
Gotta drop the peg. Can't have that peg going
Rightly
on.
so. Listen, the kids at school today. I didn't know about the peg.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know.
Thank goodness the kids at school today.
The kids at school today. She had a late night Sunday night flight. She was watching the show yesterday, and I didn't want to mention the peg, but oh my God.
You're not interested in sexting, Addison. No, we're not interested in that.
Peg.
Stop doing the pegs.
Stop. All right. Yeah. One snap.
One snap better than one peg. Yes.
Way better. Way better. One snap. Man.
Oh,
I just got a video from Gio to Wap. He signed someone else. Hit the subscribe button. We might have 2,000 subscribers by tip-off Thursday of this.
Sounds good.
That'd be great.
Might get about a day. We're right there. We're right on the edge of it. So
close. We're right on the edge.
Yeah, right on the edge.
Because I'm close to the edge.
Please stop. I thought it's only on Fridays that you can.
We got to do roll call. By the way, we got to do roll call Wednesday tomorrow.
Why?
We ain't going to be able to do roll call Friday.
Why?
Because
why can't we just do it in person? Why can't we do in-person roll call on Friday?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Why can't we just do in-person roll call? Like we did last time. People just come by, sit down, say who they are, put the headset on, have a quick conversation. Away we go.
In-person roll call Friday?
We did it at Circa. Let's do it at Resorts World. Yeah.
100% we got to do that. We'll do
Yeah.
We'll do the nationwide roll call Wednesday tomorrow. Just have some people come in and tell us where they're watching the show from, if they're going to be able to watch the show, because we're switching the times. It's 4:00 Pacific, 7:00 Eastern. The games are going to be going on.
Right. No, boss. No, the hat's coming to white too.
The hats
and the custom.
Are you not watching the show, boss? What are you doing right now, boss 429?
And you can also order a custom hat totally separate, whatever.
Correct.
You can make your own. You know,
you can make your own. I mean, I got the baby blue mono on right here.
I mean,
because of that hat.
How many BBB hats do you have right now? Like legit, I have 10. How many do you have?
Over.
Obviously. Obviously, you're more than 10. I was going to say 30.
She's watching the show. I can't tell you on the camera. I'll tell you after the show.
Okay. All right.
She's watching. I got a stash.
Yes, you do. 100%. You pull some out like, how the hell you've got that? Where did that come from? It's like, wow, that's
Kid's a magician.
I'm
the mark. I get the text. Hey, inventory's due. Oh, that's
19 more subscribers by today, Gio. All
what?
Right. Let's go. That's tremendous.
We're going to have to put this guy on the payroll.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Right.
Let's get to the games coming up tonight. 16 seed Howard laying 3 against 16 seed Wagner. The total is 128.5.
Now, will you bet this game?
Absolutely not.
Thank goodness.
No way.
I was like,
no way.
I saw this on the rundown. I'm like, hey, man, we ain't betting this game. Like, are we talking about this game? This is the first time I've seen either one of these teams.
First time they've seen each other too. I mean, this is not a good basketball game. Okay. This is just, I'm just not trying to be disrespectful, but this is just not a good basketball game. Howard is 7-13-1 ATS away from home. Wagner is 9-10 ATS. This total being as low as it is, I would lean towards the under. Wagner is 12-7 to the under on the road, but Howard is 13-7-1 to the over on the road.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to. I mean, I looked at it last night. I was like, I want no part of this game.
I don't know. I have to apologize to Boss 429. He asked the question because he's driving. He's being a responsible driver, listening to us while he's driving. So he did not see the pictures of the black and the white.
It's fine. We're just playing around with you, buddy.
I know. No. I just want to make it clear. Boss 429 is here every day. I am definitely. Yes. I mean, if I could put all of you on the payroll who show up here every damn day,
right?
I would get hats.
Yeah.
Nothing. I got nothing on this game. I got nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, nothing. CSU laying 2.5. It was 3 last night. Now it's 2.5 against 10 seed Virginia. The total is 121.5.
Come on, bro. Tonight we're all Rams.
Of course.
We're all Rams.
Yes.
Let's go.
But, I mean, look.
I just talked to Ollie on the bus.
Right. CSU is 3-7 ATS over their last 10 games, to be fair. Virginia's 4-6. But winning wise, CSU just had a lot of big numbers they didn't cover.
The kids want a poll. Put this one up.
Kids
Put
always
this
want
one up.
polls.
Colorado State.
Yep.
What about the polls?
Nothing. Go. What now?
Colorado State -2.5. Virginia +2.5. Who do you got? This is tough because I mean, I've been against Virginia consistently. This is an under game though. I mean, 120.5. Cool. Man, how are we doing this?
I bet CSU.
Yeah.
I bet him even before we got Ollie on the show. I got CSU. Look, here's the thing. Virginia can't score. Okay. And there's a lot of good positive metrics for the defense for Colorado State that I don't think are being talked about. Everyone's talking about the metrics for Virginia defensively. Right. I don't think they're talking enough about the defense for Colorado State. And I don't think they're going to give up a lot of threes tonight because they know that's really a recipe for disaster. Because looking at Virginia's offense, it's unbelievable that they're in the tournament. It's hard to believe that they're in the tournament where they are. They are 362nd in adjusted tempo. Okay. That's dead last. There are 362 teams in college basketball. Virginia is dead last. They are 246th in effective field goal percentage. They are 46th in 3-point percentage, but 310th in 2-point percentage and 355th in free throw percentage. Like, how in the hell are they in the tournament?
Covey likes them today.
Virginia?
Yep.
Can have them.
Said the ACC is better than the Mountain West.
What does that matter?
The better competition, those numbers are what they are because
I disagree with that. I mean, you could look at CSU. You know, who did Virginia beat that makes me go, oh my gosh, look out for Virginia? Like, I'm sorry. I'm not interested. They lost to Duke. They lost to North Carolina. They beat who? Florida State, Notre Dame, Va Tech, Georgia Tech, Louisville. I mean, Northeastern.
We had Zayd come on from some, make-believe place where he was locked up. He's setting up his studio, he said, but it looked more like he was under duress. But he came on and said Texas was beating either one of these teams.
Right. Look, the best win all year for Virginia was beating Clemson on the road 66-65. Okay. That's their best win. I'm sorry. I mean, Colorado State, in terms of like who they played, they beat Creighton.
Does the winner of this game even score 60 points?
Yeah. I think CSU is going to win the game like 60-45.
Blowout?
I mean, you want to call it that, but I don't think
Virginia. 15-point win.
I don't know if Virginia scores 50 points tonight. Like, I just,
something like 58-53, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Covey's correcting him. He did not say the ACC was better than the Mountain West Conference.
Pardon me, Covey. I apologize, sir.
He
said that the Mountain West is getting too much credit.
I mean, you can say they're getting too much credit if you want, but I think in terms of what Nico Medved is doing with Colorado State, I mean, defensively, the only thing that they really have to worry about is guarding the three, because that's all UVA can do. And they're not horrible at guarding the three.
No.
And their 2-point defense is tremendous. And their offensive efficiency is in the top 50. Effective field goal percentage, they're top 40. 2-point percentage, they're top 10. Like, they run a really effective
Uh-oh. Hold on. One snap, Bonvie. I need you right now. One snap. Come back, Jack.
Oh.
Come back. You're back.
I don't think that people are recognizing what Nico Medved has built with the Rams and how tough they are. I mean, I watched the Creighton game. They are difficult to defend because they run a really solid offense. And Virginia walks the ball up the court, okay? If they get down, I'm with Coach. If they get down by 10 points, it's over. It's over. Like, even 10-0 to start, it's over. It's over, okay? They cannot come back from a double-digit deficit against anybody. Against anybody.
Does Colorado State have enough offense to just run away with this?
Not run away. I mean, again, I think it's a race to 60. I think you're right. It's a race to 60, but I don't think UVA scores 50.
Right.
I don't think they have the offense to do it. So I know people are talking about, the Mountain West Conference got 6 teams in. This is ridiculous. The Big East only got 3. I'm one of the people saying that. But I watched a lot of Mountain West Conference basketball this year, and they're better than people think. The conference is better than people think.
Eli hit me with that stat that I can't get out of my head.
What's
the
that?
other day when he said 33-61 and won Mountain West in their last 95 games in the big
Yeah,
games.
I would love to flip it around and say how many times were they favored?
Not many.
So how many times were they actually favored to win the game? I'm gonna say of the 80 games or 90 games he just said, I'm gonna say 10 times they were favored. They've been monster dogs all the time. So yes, they go in there and they play in a 7-10 game, or they play in a 6-11 game, and they're the 11 seed, right? And they're losing because the Mountain West Conference historically has only been a 1 or 2 bid league.
Right.
So that being a 6 bid league, that's the one hook. And look, if CSU goes out tonight and gets annihilated, the one thing I didn't ask Ali because he's got the players around him, so I didn't want to ask it. So I thought it might have been inappropriate to ask it. But do you feel like you're playing for Mountain West Conference pride? Like, do you feel like that's part of, like, they're carrying the conference flag right now up against the team that everybody thinks shouldn't be in the game, in the conference, in the tournament, right?
Yep.
So, like, if they go out there and they curb stomp Virginia, like JY said, both these teams are playing for something tonight. Virginia's trying to justify their existence. They win a game. We belong. CSU's trying to say, look, this team didn't belong, and our conference did deserve 6. Because we're the middle of the pack in our conference. And look, we just did. We took out an ACC team.
Right.
So they're both playing for something big.
Yep.
I will agree with the chat that said the NIT tonight is better, because it is.
Oh, the NIT games tonight are great.
What do you make of the Providence line move? It was 6. Now it's 3 against Boston College.
I don't know what the 6 was. That was just a miss. I mean, it's 3.5, 4. That's the number.
Okay.
It's too high. Maybe they were trying to get some BC money, or maybe they just missed. Like, sometimes you just miss in these games. We were talking this through last night. This is one of those markets that there's not people lining up to play these games. This is one of those situations that I think this is really, it's not the draft in that regard where it's just the real razor blades are playing this, but the rhombuses and the parallelograms are all over this NIT. If they're taking the tournament off, like they don't bet the NCAA tournament. A lot of the guys are taking a weekend off. Like they just hopefully they'll come and hang out with us at the show.
I'm not betting heavy. I'll tell you that. I mean, I'm going to let my futures do the talking.
That's the best part about having the futures. Like you're invested in the games without the individual games.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why I like the Splash Sports contest that we got. It's straight up.
Yeah.
Just picking winners. There's no spreads. These
and
spreads
there's 63
are so
picks.
tight. I've seen this for years. People come here loaded for bear. They come with this envelope that they're ready to play all these games. And by Sunday, they're going back to wherever they came from going, man, that was tough.
It's super tough. I mean, this game tonight, I mean, I took the Rams knowing full well it's going to come down to 2 or 3 possessions.
Right.
I mean, I think CSU can win by 15, but I think more likely every number is going to be the under, or the total will be 1 or 2 possessions, and the side will be 1 or 2 possessions.
Yeah.
We'll come right down to it.
I like Providence in a game tonight. I like them to win.
BC's been a giant killer.
I mean, I'm not laying 6. I told you that last night. That's too high.
BC's been a giant killer lately. I mean, beat Clemson by 21, beat Miami by 16, beat Miami by 10, beat Louisville. They lost.
Bad basketball teams there. Miami, bad, terrible.
They took Virginia. Bad, they took Virginia to overtime. Lost by 6, but they took them to overtime in the ACC tournament. If Virginia loses that game to BC,
tough game to watch. I was trying to watch that game. My goodness,
66-60 in overtime. If Virginia loses that game, Virginia's not here. They're not playing in Dayton. They're out.
Oh, against BC. Yeah, right. Yes.
So, like, how good? We'll find out. If Providence de-pantses BC and houses them, we'll see how good the ACC actually was. This is a big game.
BC split with Syracuse. CBW is reminding us. I I don't know. My lean is to Providence there.
Yeah.
What other games did you have circled for this?
Georgia Xavier is a really interesting matchup. Georgia's at home. Xavier's
line movement on this game.
Zip, 0, none.
Side or total.
No one's betting it.
Problem.
No one's betting it. They're like, pass. There's no side. It's the right number. I think motivation's a big concern here for Xavier, being sent all the way to Georgia to play in a game that they don't want to play in.
Does this is playing in front of an empty gym tough?
Yes.
For the home
and Georgia's
team?
going to have nobody there.
Right? This might be a tough spot for the home team.
Or a tough spot for Xavier because they're playing in front of nobody. I feel like a practice.
Yeah.
I feel like a practice for Georgia, and I can feel like, wait, we're playing in a game. Xavier doesn't have the same juice.
You guys remember the story? I saw someone just say it in the chat. Whitrock just said it. Xavier, that guy that came to the counter, they're forever known to me as Oxford, because that guy came and bet Oxford. I was so disappointed they didn't make the tournament, but I love telling that story every year.
They didn't belong. They were
Oxford's going to lose tonight.
Yeah.
I like the other side.
Butler's up to 4.5.
I mean, did you put this in the juice with the last night?
But Georgia also. So, I mean, it's all in better.
Okay. We talked this one through last night.
3.5. Minnesota's not the same team on the road.
Not at all.
And Butler can play every game at home and win the NIT at home. 4 games, 4 wins, all at home. Hinkle Fieldhouse is the Final Four in the NIT.
How about that?
So they can play at home, which is a huge advantage. Monster advantage. So
I just got a call from somewhere in Colorado.
Oh, hi. Thanks for watching. Iowa's down to -5 against Kansas State. I don't get the number even at 5. I don't understand this at all. Someone's got to explain to me why Iowa's favored by this much. Iowa sucks at home, ATS.
Ask Whitrock and our other Iowa guys contingent. Is anybody going to this game?
6-10-1 Iowa ATS at home. 7-13-1 in the Big Ten this year for Iowa. 3-6-1 over their last 10 games for Iowa. Somebody please explain to me why Iowa is laying this many points against Kansas State.
I can't.
Best game of the night. Ooh.
Wow. WV Punch Drunk 1.
Disagree with that.
He must be on the ibuprofen. He hurt his back a little bit. I don't know if this is the best game of the night. This is a good game.
Indiana State plays tomorrow, right? They don't play tonight, right?
Indiana State plays tomorrow, sir.
I thought. Because this is a carryover, Chef Benny. You're doing a carryover parlay.
Oh, I hated the open parlays.
Butler, PC, Georgia, and Indiana State tomorrow.
Look at this move. This guy's up feeding a baby all night. He don't even know what day it is, Chef B. I got the box, by the way, Chef B. Gonna get those things taken care of. Okay. He sent me some custom Chef Benny creations to get done, instructions, all kind of things. This guy's
this is what I said. This is what I said to Dave last night. I said, what? Everyone bought tickets to the women's game. Yes.
Is this true?
Yes. There you go. Plenty of good seats available. No one in town cares about this game at all. It's all about the women's team. I told you that last night.
Wow.
Everybody in Iowa cares about the women's team. They don't give a flip about the men.
You weren't kidding. That's exactly verbatim what you said last night. That's your story. You're sticking to it. We got confirmation from Whitrock on the ground.
Yeah,
AOWN.
All about Caitlin Clark. It's all about trying to win a national championship in women's basketball.
Can you imagine that Pat and the boys are doing a live show Friday in Iowa?
It's awesome. It's awesome.
It's going to be unbelievable.
And it's crazy, too, because ESPN has assigned Holly Rowe to be the personal reporter for Caitlin Clark. That's all she's going to do is report on Caitlin Clark stuff. Nothing else going on. It's all going to be Caitlin Clark. It's like, wow. All Caitlin Clark.
We need our own personal reporter for the BVB.
Sure. Wow. All tickets are $20 and no one's going.
Tonight.
Yep.
I think K-State could go in there and win a game.
I think they're going to go.
Right?
Yeah. I think they are going to go in there and win the game. Even though I think they're out 1 or 2 players, but I think they're going to, it doesn't matter to me.
Indiana State's a 7-point home favorite tomorrow against SMU.
They're going to crush SMU.
Let's go.
They're going to whip them. And then finally, UCF is up to a 6-point favorite against South Florida.
Arguably the best game of the night, no?
I think so, yeah. If South Florida is going to play, I mean, I don't know. South Florida has been leaking oil. That's why they didn't make the dance. Losing in the American.
Rivalry. No?
I don't know if it's a rivalry. If somebody down there tell us, is Central Florida and South Florida a rivalry? It's Tampa versus Orlando. I'm not sure. Like, I know the cities don't like each other, but I don't know if these two teams don't like each other. That's my only worry about that.
I wish we could just hit Emerson up right now. He could tell us. He's a Central Florida guy.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know how big of a rivalry this really is. This is.
Yeah, maybe people making that up.
But no, I mean, it's a geographical rivalry, so I think it's there, obviously, and they don't play very often, so I think that's there. Jimmy Jack said it's not. They never play each other in any sport, which I would get that.
There you go.
But I do think in the area, though, I do think that there's some interest in the game because they don't play very much. So when you have two schools don't play very much, going up against each other.
6.5, 142, 142
6.5 now. Wow, we're getting a lot of Central Florida action.
Yeah,
okay.
6.5 and 142 is the total.
Yeah, Rainmaker, it's impossible to know the motivation. It's impossible to know that till after today. Because I think Central Florida is the better team on paper, but do they want to be there? We won't know till the game starts. For any of these
you
kids.
really won't.
Yeah, Cubby, 5 hours in Florida is nothing, though. That's not that crazy, being 5 hours apart. That's not, people drive in Florida all the day. You can drive 9 hours in Florida and stay inside the state. Ridiculous. It's a big state. So 5 hours is not that big of a stretch to see. You can pick and choose what school you go to.
Right.
If you're an in-state kid. Oh, wow. Is that it? Carter's not playing for Providence tonight.
Oh,
is he out to Juice, or is he declaring for the NBA and still playing tonight, or is he not playing tonight?
Orlando and Tampa are not 5 hours apart. It's an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Who said they're 5 hours?
South Florida. Am I wrong? I thought South Florida was in Tampa.
Central Florida and South Florida.
Well, I know Central Florida's in Orlando. I know that.
Right. They're an hour and a half apart, approximately 2 hours max.
It's in Hillsborough County. It's in Tampa. Yeah, I was right. South Florida's in Tampa. So no. Right. I mean, but listen to Covey here. 5 hours. Our Southern guys are dead wrong on geography here. Come on now. You live down there.
Yeah.
Covey, 2 hours and 4 minutes. Yeah, they're really close to each other.
Thank you, Chef B. You're driving.
When
we get the road show, Chef Benny's driving.
J-Dell says it is a rivalry.
They have the war on I-4.
And Carter is out. That's too bad. So Providence won't have Carter. That's what a line went from 6 to 3.
Damn.
So Carter's out. There you go. That's a bummer. It's a big loss for them to not have Carter. That sucks. I mean, come on.
I mean, this is going to turn into the bowl games.
He's
right?
He's not getting drafted.
Teams, you heard JY talking about not playing.
Devon Carter's not getting drafted. Like, what is that? He's maybe a second-round pick. Maybe. Goodness gracious. Get ready to go to Europe. Brutal. Oh, TJ just gave me a thumbs up about putting him on the show this week or next week. So, all right. We'll try to get TJ on.
That's
See
awesome.
if we can go direct. See, these SIDs don't like that I go directly to the coaches. They all get mad at me.
Why?
Because I'm not supposed to do that.
But why?
Because you're supposed to, because they have a job to do. So they're gatekeepers.
I understand, but a lot of times they don't get back to you.
They did not. You're right. And that's why I was texting with Coach Mack and the SID won't respond to me. And I said, hey, I'm friends with the SID. But he's like, hey, he won't get back to me. He's like, yeah, he's really busy. I'm like, well, when can we have you on? He's like, we'll figure out a time. I'm like, okay. But then they get really pissed off because then if Coach Mack came on, I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a text message that says, hey, by the way, next time you want to book him through me.
Okay. That's fine. Get back to me.
That's what I say. And then it's it goes around and around and around. It's like it pisses off the sports information directors because they have to justify their existence.
It ain't personal. We need the guy on the show.
Correct. You're supposed to help,
personal.
Not hurt, help, not be a hindrance. You're supposed to help us get the guy on the show, not the other way around, not prevent us from getting there.
Speaking of helping, Gio just texted me. He just got 5 subscriptions to the YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book.
That's great.
Right now.
We may be at 2,000. We may be at 2,000
down at the bar.
Yeah, I think we hit the 2K. Okay, hockey. Winnipeg at the Rangers tonight. favored Rangers. Laying 125.
Good hockey game, sir. This is a really good hockey game.
Yep.
I went on Wager Talk today, and Prez was pimping out the under
5.5
game. 5.5.
Don't hate it.
Big play. It looks like came on the dog in the game.
Interesting.
Down to 115
on Winnipeg.
Thoughts. Yes. Down the Rangers minus 115.
Okay.
I believe the Rangers won the one time they played already in Winnipeg, 3-2. The final score this
I
game
thought it was 5-2.
5-2?
Hold on. I thought the game. That's why I looked at going over today. Hold on. Let me pull that up. I might be wrong about that. I thought I read that. That was the first time they matched up. It was an over game. 3-2. You're right. Sorry. In overtime. So maybe under.
Despite some people's questioning, I do research for the show, and
you should just told me you knew. I didn't know. I thought I was looking at what was 5-2. A game today was 5-2. It's 5.5. That went 5-2 the first time it went over.
Really?
And I thought about betting over on the game. I can't remember which one it was. It's it's a full slate of games today. So
give the hockey guys a pull. Who do you like in this game? Rangers or Jets? I tweeted a picture today of the royal hat. This could be either one. The royal blue hat.
Yeah,
Rangers or Jets.
It's a Ranger. That's a Ranger hat. That
you
blue
think
hat.
so?
Yeah. Okay. So Edmonton, the Kings, and Nashville are all $4 favorites or higher. Who loses?
Who loses?
Who loses?
Why does someone have to lose?
Because it's just one of them are going to lose. So who loses?
One of them is losing. All right, let's do this. Edmonton is home against Montreal.
Yes.
Minus 400?
Yes.
Holy crap. The Kings are home against the Blackhawks. This is, let me hit refresh. Minus 380?
Mm-hmm.
Nashville's home.
Against the Sharks.
Did you see the current number?
460?
Minus 460 or 475.
Yeah.
By process of elimination, it ain't Nashville. Nashville
Okay.
ain't losing tonight.
Okay.
They're playing great hockey.
So-called DJ said the Kings are going to lose.
That's my pick of the three. I would be most worried about that. It's the last game. Blackhawks, sneaky.
No, it's not.
No?
Blackhawks are 5-26-1 on the road. How is that sneaky?
Tonight's the night.
5-26-1 on the road. How is that a sneaky Blackhawk team?
What are they the last couple games? Didn't they win the last couple home games too?
They beat San Jose 5-2 at home. They beat the Kings. They lost to the Kings 5-0 in Chicago.
In Chicago. What about the game before that?
Beat the Ducks 7-2. Beat Arizona 7-4 at home.
Oh, they beat the bad teams.
They went 3-1 on the road on the home stand, and they lost to the one good team that came into the United Center.
Right, it was the Kings.
Kings beat them 5-0 in the first meeting. That happened last week on the 15th. This week happened 4 days ago. Just beat them.
Wow. I don't know. Peg stinks against top teams. Winnipeg. Yeah. All three win. WV Punch Drunk one.
That is part of Better to Book It. So stick around for that. Vegas is playing Tampa tonight.
It's a good hockey game.
It's a good hockey game.
Yeah. I'm going to award a Vegas stuff because we're in Vegas.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that the show is called Bostonian versus the Book. People think you're in Boston. You're not. You're here in Vegas. I'm in Vegas.
Yeah.
This game's in Vegas.
Yeah.
Why
are the Knights favored?
Well, what do you mean? They're home.
So what? Why are they favored? I don't understand why they're favored.
Minus 120 would interest you more?
I don't know. I'm stunned that they're favored. That's all. I mean, the only reason why they're favored
is
Tampa
can't be favored when they come in here.
Well, that's true. They're under 500 straight up on the road this year. 15, 16-2.
Exactly. That's why they're favored. Vegas is getting it together.
But the draw? Interesting. Vegas is getting it together. They are.
I don't think
Petrangelo's hurt still. I mean, they don't have him tonight.
Over under 6.5.
Over. First meeting went 5-4.
5-4, right?
Over, yeah.
In Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
The Knights won. I believe the Knights won 5-4.
They won 5. No, Lightning won 5-4.
It's a tough game.
Tampa won the first one.
To pick a side. I like the over.
Ooh, 6.5. Don't mind
I'll
it.
be on with Wetzel. We'll see later tonight what he says on Sports Grid. But first thought here for me is Tampa plus money. I think we'll have a shot maybe going to the end of close to the end of the third period tied. If I go to a shootout, I lose. That's a block. I don't want to get a shootout.
Let's roll through better to book it, and then we'll do favorite thing in bonus. All right, rip through games here today. Colorado State laying 2.5 against Virginia. Bet it or book
Ali Farokhmanesh on the show today. We are all Rams. I am all about the Rams, but I'm against Virginia. Nothing personal.
I worked for Virginia. My first ever job was against. I like UVA. I got friends who still are on campus at UVA.
I just had a great visit with, Mikey Awesome and Mrs. Awesome and Richmond, Virginia. It was great.
It is a really cool part of the country. It really, really is. I mean, if you're a history buff, Virginia and Charlottesville and that whole area with everything that happened in the 1800s in that part of the country, it was a really special place to spend a year for me. I really liked it a lot. Monticello is gorgeous. It's a cool place. The campus is unbelievable. UVA.
That ain't going to help the Cavaliers today.
It ain't going to help Tony Bennett's club tonight. Sorry. Ain't happening. Rams. We're betting it.
Rams bet it.
Georgia laying 1.5 against Xavier. I don't think Xavier wants to be in the NIT.
We will find out. You will know very early, I think, in this one. I think this one will Georgia first half. Maybe just win the first half. I don't have to worry about the back end of this. Like, this is going to be one of those, I think you're going to have to sweat back and forth for a little while, right? Nobody's running away from each other in this one.
Right.
This is going to be one of those, like, I can shorten the sweat and think first half, but if I'm going to bet this or book this, I think I say bet it. Give me the home team.
Okay. We're going Butler laying 3.5 up against Minnesota.
Feels like the right side. We talked this one through.
I think Butler's at home. They can play all 4 games at home. They're going to have a crowd. People are jacked up about this. I mean, Hinkle Field, they always go and support people.
Yeah. Again, what the hell? We got to figure out what Minnesota's doing. Like, it's just more.
Everybody, motivation is a problem. I mean,
are they coming to win this?
No.
No.
Yeah. No. K-State plus 5.5 against Iowa. Numbers down to 4.5.
I don't want to besmirch the Big Ten, but I can't believe I was more than a 4-point favorite.
Right.
The number should be 3.5 or 4.
No sense.
I just don't get it. Give me the team in a better conference. Again, maybe you suck me in. This is a bet it. Give me the dog.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And then this is my first NCAA tournament field of 64 bet.
Oh.
Houston in the first half, minus 15 against Longwood.
Oh.
They're going to come out and rip their throats out.
Are they?
They're so mad. Look what they did in the first half of both games in the Big 12 tournament. When they're healthy or rested, I don't know if Longwood scores 10 points. They're going to kill Longwood. They're so mad that they lost to Iowa State by 25. They got embarrassed on national TV.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, I agree. 1st to 15 in that game might be 15-0. That's very possible that Houston just shuts them out. It's very possible. I mean, Houston defensively, I agree. I wouldn't want to play Houston after that loss either. I mean, I think they're going to literally house them. And then finally, before
that's Friday, I think.
Yes, that's Friday.
What time are we going to be on live with that?
I don't know. I think it's a day game.
6:20 p.m. right after the show ends.
Yeah,
on Friday
night, late night, Friday night.
We can kind of group ride the 1st to 15 if people.
It's a house there. And then before let go of Sports Grid and Sirius XM, Edmonton, Kings, Nashville, even money line parlay.
God, why do you want this aggravation?
Because it's fun. Gave you a 3-leg money line parlay for even money.
I'll say book it, but it wins. I don't know which I don't know which team loses. We just picked it. The only one I think loses is the Kings. So
I'll first 2 legs win. You can come back and take the dog. That's a good plus price in the dog.
It's a hell of a sweat that gets you through 3 hours. That's a 5 o'clock, 6
staggered.
o'clock, 7 o'clock Pacific start.
It's staggered on these
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock
o'clock.
night Eastern.
Yep.
Yeah. Good
So
luck.
if you want that, you guys can do that.
Hockey.
If you guys are with us live on YouTube and X, Twitter, don't move. If you guys are with us on Sirius XM channel 159 or on Sports Grid TV, thank you for being here. Back tomorrow, counting down to our live show days on Thursday and Friday from Resorts World. Go and sign up for our bracket pool, splashbooks.com/BVB. Bonus time starts now. Okay. Shark keeping it close, by the way, doesn't matter as long as they lose. I don't care they keep it close. They just got to lose.
You want them plus a puck and a half?
It's a money line. That's all we're doing. We're just doing money line. Super chats. Just one super chat came from Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
No any bracket challenges to enter online in Ohio. Can't use Splash Sports in Ohio. ESPN's impossible to win. Looking like a $10 Tony. I have no idea. Do you? Anybody in Ohio? Brigade, help them out.
We got guys there. Reach out.
I know in our Discord channel, thebvbshow.com, there's a lot of people who have been putting up their bracket challenges, and you guys can go and just look around. Yes. So, Gary, maybe there's somebody in there. You guys go to our Discord channel, and you can find. I know I've seen at least 2 or 3 people posting their own bracket challenges. So, you guys should be able to do that.
100%. Yeah, I know. Sweet Lou from the 412 has one.
Yeah,
you can reach him at thebvbshow.com in the Discord.
So, do that. Favorite thing about today is what?
I mean, it's early in the day, but getting to talk to Ollie was fun. And looking at the pictures of him and his kids last night and trying to get a little background information, the guys on the bus in Dayton talking to me and you right now, like, again, people ask why we do the show. I can't explain it. Just watch it. But we're doing a show live in a casino Thursday and Friday about sports and about college basketball and all this other stuff. I mean, again, it's only 1 o'clock Pacific, but this might be my favorite thing so far about today was the show, the interview, and all this other stuff. It's been a hell of a fun morning.
For me, it's March when I look down at my phone and I see Twitter, I see text change with Ali Farokhmanesh, Steve Lutz from Western Kentucky, Greg McDermott from Creighton, and T.J. Otzelberger from Iowa State. All my guys are in this damn tournament. My favorite thing about today is it's officially March, and I get to watch my guys go and compete. D-Rock, I don't have Darren DeVries' phone number, but I love Darren DeVries as well. I don't have Dana Altman's phone number, but I used to have Coach Altman's phone number, but he changed it when he went to Oregon. But these are my guys. These are people that I have covered and have had, dating back to my 20s. I met most of those guys in my 20s. I met Ali in my 20s. I met Coach Altman in my 20s. I met Coach Mack when he was at Northern Iowa. And he wasn't coaching because Ben Jacobson was on his staff. Coach Mack left and went to Iowa State. Ben Jacobson became the head coach of Northern Iowa. He recruited Ali Farokhmanesh to go and play for him at Northern Iowa. It's just, this is when, for me, college basketball, I love the sport so much, but so much of my career has been spent covering this sport. And I love this entire tournament.
It's so good. Tonight. I wrote it down. This was supposed to be my full favorite thing about today.
Yeah.
Ollie said it. RNME. Right now means everything. When he said it, I immediately wrote it down on a piece of paper because I'm getting that shit on a t-shirt.
Awesome.
Right now means everything.
That's
I'm
life.
I'm going to go make a poster of it.
It's
I'm
life.
going to put it in the hallway to the kids' rooms.
Yeah.
I'm telling everybody, you take one little piece of stuff from people like Ollie, who's coaching and talking. Yep. Right now means everything. I sent it to the kids right after he said it.
Nice.
And said, I just got this from another coach.
Right now means every fucking thing, everything.
That's too many letters. That ain't gonna fit, Mikey.
So that means
Right now means everything. 4 letters.
Every fucking everything. Is that what? Right now means every fucking everything. Yes.
Right now means everything. Fuck everything else.
Oh, I like that. That's good
FEE.
too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, FEA. We're using that one too.
Fuck them all. That's FEA. That's the mantra for the show.
Right. Yeah.
But I like RNME for life.
For life.
I like that a lot.
That's my favorite thing about today. I'm going to tell everyone that I talk to today, hey, I heard this today from the guy on the sideline tonight in Dayton. Talk to us on the BVB. Go listen and watch the show. Subscribe today. Get on board. Listen
Good
to Gio the Wop. He's telling people at a bar in California right now. Hit the subscribe button. That's all you got to do.
That was cool. We had Twitter mentions today that we saw on there. It was a lot of fun today. So thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate it. Tomorrow is a Wednesday. Tomorrow's our last show in this setting. Then Thursday and Friday, we are at Resorts World. We will be there early. We'll be there late, watching games, having a ball. Cannot wait to see all of you guys. Come on out, be a part of it. Our second ever BVB weekend, Resorts World, Thursday, Friday. But tomorrow, back 2 p.m. ish Eastern time for a Wednesday's BVB.